Hi, so today's video is going to be applying the toner on a slice weaving technique that I did on my friend Miss Anita. So thank you for letting me film it. Although I didn't film the bleach, but applying the way I'm going to show you how I apply the toner is the exact same way, just substitute it for the bleach. Now the technique that I'm using is slicing, which is now I've read somewhere they want you to slice or section one half inch of hair and then weave it. But in my case, I like to do 1/4 and then slice it in horizontal and then weave the hair. Now, what this is doing, it's going to create like either you can have it a chunky effect or a very natural effect. Now, my technique that I used on her hair was fine to medium. So this way it gives it like a chunky look. She wanted it to look, like bold. So basically, if you want to go, when you go get your hair done and you want it to look chunky, just ask, for the slicing, weaving, chunky technique. If you want it natural, then they do little small weaves. They weave little tiny fine pieces of hair. So it looks, just like natural sun-kissed blonde. Okay, so let's begin. Her hair is virgin hair. The top half is virgin hair because she went a whole year without coloring it or highlighting it. So the bottom of it, which would be like the underneath, would be like still 50% old color, but it's actually like old highlight because the color faded through. So at the end of the video, you will see that she will have her new highlights and then some like golden pieces like in between. Now this is okay because in her case, when she comes back next time, we will do reweave it, and she likes to get that honey color. So it is a process. So her hair texture is very fine and thin hair. Her hair level is a level 4, so it's a natural dark brown. And the way she wanted it was we did it just in the crown area. Now I left the bleach. I used a 20 bleach on her hair because her hair is very fine and thin. And then we left it in for whatever the amount of time was, after I kept checking it. But when I got to the top, I used a 30. That way it can catch up with the rest of the hair. So after that, after you do a bleach session, you want to wash the hair out. You don't have to necessarily blow dry it, but it needs to be, let's say, damp hair. To apply the toner, you do not apply a toner to wet hair. So her hair is damp prior to the toner. So the way to mix a toner, and the toner that I used was, of course, T18 with a 10 developer. So the way you want to mix this is say you use 1 ounce of T18 and 2 ounces of the 10 developer. In my case, I always use a little scoop. So I use 1 scoop of the T18 with 2 scoops of the 10 developer. And then just go ahead and mix it up, and doing it the way, the 1-to-2 or the 2-to-1 ratio, you can tell if your toner is ready or not. If it's nice and creamy and it stays on the brush, it's perfect. If it's running down, it's too watery and you didn't apply it right. And you don't want it to be too thick. So if you can find a little scoop like that, whatever size it is, if you're going to put 1, you're going to double it with a developer. Only in this case with the T18 because some color and some toners have different directions. So after that, what you want to do is go ahead and apply it to the hair. But first, before we apply it, you either need to section the hair first or, mix it. Don't let the toner sit because it's actually starting to activate while it's already being mixed. So you want to section the hair first, comb it through, make sure it's combed through. You want to section the hair. And then when we're applying the toner, the way to do it is you got to pay very close attention to all the lightened hair. You want to make sure there's tone on every single strand of hair. Now, by using the 10 developer, it's not going to lift the virgin hair. Usually a 20 developer it'll start lifting the virgin hair right at the root area, and then it starts looking all messed up, unless you only leave the toner in for 3 minutes. So in this case, we section and then we start reweaving. You want to do fine sections and then start applying the toner to all the blonde sections. You want to I like to work my way from the back all the way up to the front, up to the crown. Now, usually, in some cases, you want to start with the yellowest parts first because you need to pay more closer attention to the yellowest parts. So then you just leave it for about 15 to 20 minutes. And, well, I left it in for about 15 minutes. You can tell when it's ready to work. In the hair, the toner will turn all the white pieces of hair purple. Don't be scared. This is actually, this is activating in the hair. It's toning the yellow out. So after that, then you just wash it out, shampoo it, and then condition it. And in her case, I gave her a haircut. She needed it, and it helps with, getting the hair back and, restoring it so it's not super fried at the end, and then the hair doesn't break up even worse. So I probably cut about an inch and a half off her hair. She has really long hair. And then after that, you know, if you want to style it, you know, you just always want to put heat protectant on it and then just blow dry it or straighten it. In this case, I just blow dry it, that way I can, you know, get it on camera um how light it came out. Then she just goes home and straightens her own hair. But yeah, that was it. As you can see here, the color is you know, a chunky blonde, dark brown look. I like the way it came out. It came out really pretty. It's a really light blonde. So when she comes back again, then we'll just retouch up in the root area, and then, you know, just kind of pick up some more hair along the way. She usually gets at a honey color, but since this is the first time we just started off like this, it is a time process. It takes about 4 to 5 hours, depending on, you know, if there's any distractions, or, you know, if someone has thick or thin hair. So basically that's it. I hope I covered everything. This was just a really quick video. I just wanted to get it out there. You know, this is, if if you see someone with hair with highlights like this and you want to go to a salon and get it done, and they ask you what you want or how you want it, you can just say you want, you know, fine to medium, you know, chunky highlights, you know, just in the crown area. You don't necessarily need to get all over. If you just get it in the crown area and you have long hair, and when you leave your hair down, it looks like it's all over. That way it's less damaging to the hair. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.